third take for your video. I'm very sorry about that. So you will not see the shuffle, just the aftermath, which is, the spread already laid out. And I do feel that, first of all, in the first 2 weeks, especially, there is going to be a lot of new revelations concerning where you stand with other people, okay? And regarding even, your work environment, even in your home life, because ultimately the tower indicates it's in the upright position, unfortunately. The tower indicates like a very firm, solid structure that you thought would last a lifetime, something that you had counted on. And I do feel there's an element here. You're not showing up in this spread. The other people are all in the upright position. And the Page of Pentacles, I'm not reading that as a person. I'm reading that as more of a financial card rather than a person, because we already have an earth person here. So because of it, I do feel that, unfortunately, there was a situation in your life that you've taken for granted, okay? And I do feel that because of it, a lot of truths or a lot of revelations will come into the picture based on something that you've taken for granted. And I do feel that, with this spread, there's an element here. I do sense that I am channeling, or I am reading for almost like a Leo Sagittarius, excuse me, a Leo heterosexual male who might be involved with an earth sign, okay? So that is coming in quite strongly here, because there is an earth, a Queen of Pentacles. This is an earth sign woman who might be a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. So if you are a Leo male involved in any type of a situation with an earth sign woman, especially if you are sharing like living quarters, for example, with the earth sign woman, or if you are somewhat like emotionally invested in this situation, and there's an element here of taking somebody for granted, somebody taking somebody else for granted in this partnership, where there are discrepancies between the give and take, between compromises, between, who's giving who what, and who's supposed to be doing what, what was promised. So if you're in that situation, I do feel that, unfortunately, you are going to have to re-examine either, your actions in the past, or if you are on the receiving end of the inequalities, you're going to have to like call the other person out on it. So I do feel that a little bit of a confrontation is going to be in order here, but it is going to be very revealing in the process of like airing out this airing out your grievances. I would say it is going to bring about a new level of enlightenment for the both of you, okay? So don't look at this as a very detrimental, a very like Ten of Swords type of energy. It's not. It's just a shakeup that needs to happen to shake people out of their complacency, to shake people out of like taking one another for granted, for example. And possibly, if you are thinking about changing a home, if there are issues related to, I'm getting electricity in the rooftop. So for those of you who are like, who have electrical problems in a house, in a dwelling that you are sharing with another person, I do feel that, be careful with electrical devices. If you live on the second floor, for example, just be careful with that in general, okay? That's going to come in for a few of you. Um, so just, keep me updated as well on this situation. But I do feel that being cautious around electrical appliances, that's good advice in general, but I do feel more so for this month. So please take care of yourself and your loved ones accordingly, okay? If there are like faulty electrical wiring, I do feel that that might come into the picture. And if there are kind of like problems that in the household environment that have been overlooked in the past, especially like, leakages, faulty electrical wiring, or like a hole in the wall, for example, they're going to have to be dealt with this month, okay? And because of it, I do sense that there is a little bit of a financial worry from your end. about the repairs that will be necessary. The repairs are kind of like mandatory, I'm sensing. And because of it, it is going to be a little bit of a financial dip for you coming in, like towards a big hazard. So get that taken care of accordingly, okay? At the same time, I do feel here that, so I do sense you are, I usually read like the first and the last card, mainly because I want to see where it starts and where it ends, okay? And you have like very good cards. Both of them are major arcana cards, so not to worry. This situation itself can be fixed, but the information needs to come to light so that you and your partner or whoever it is that you're dealing with in any type of interpersonal relationship, so that you can move forward. And I do feel that consulting a person, like a person that works with electricity, for example, is going to be required if you're dealing with an electrical problem. If there are mismatches in values in your relationship with another person, if there are mismatches in the give and take, that situation needs to be fixed. And there is an element of an air sign, of an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, and I am sensing it can be like an Aquarius or a Libra very strongly here. They're the ones that will show you the way forward, okay? So if it's like electricity, the planets, Uranus rules electricity, and it's also the ruler for Aquarius. So there might be an electrician in the picture. It can be male or female. I'm getting electricians are like traditionally like male. So it could be somebody with a lot of like that exhibits, like very highly who are very highly intuitive, who can help you in not only in practical ways but also in an emotionally nurturing, healing way. Okay, so that's one way it can play out. If there are like discrepancies in the give and take within relationships, you might encounter like a Libran energy with the people you're interacting with, where they're showing you, Libras are very good at compromises. So they're trying to show you how to move ahead by balancing the give and take, okay? And in general with with like Geminis, they are going to show you like the duality of how to incorporate another person into your life, how to work with another person, how to allow situations to flow smoothly, communications, even like how to be a good partner, because Gemini, it's the twin, so it's like that soulmate, having that soulmate connection. So they're going to show you how to be in how to be a good relationship partner, and how to create longevity and stability in your relationship partner. So there is going to be a sense of guidance coming through in with an air sign. So for those of you who are transitioning from like an earth sign, you can be male or female, transitioning from an earth sign to an air sign. The air sign is going to heal your heart, okay? They're going to forge a new path for you, and this person is like is very honest, very truthful, very, very concise with their communication, and they can explain very complicated concepts extremely well, so that you can understand your role and other people's role in it, so that you can like have closure within past heartaches, and you can heal yourself so that you can achieve, new beginnings at the end of this month, okay? So if you are transitioning from an earth sign to an air sign, I do feel that information is coming to light, and these are like uncomfortable truths that you are going to have to face. And I do feel for a lot of you, it has to do with, the concept of either the other party taking you for granted, or you taking the other party for granted. It's like not being appreciative of somebody's presence in your life while they're there, and then kicking yourself, or, the other party kicking themselves when you exited the picture. Okay, so that's like the overarching theme that I am sensing for this month. And if you're on the sign of the coin where you took somebody for granted, I do feel that you're going to find somebody else who is very receptive, who is very accepting, who will meet you halfway, who's very compromising, okay? And generous as well. If you are the other person on the receiving end of injustices or lack of compromise from your partner, then I do sense that the new person coming through, male or female, as exhibiting, qualities of an earth or even like an air sign, I do sense that they are going to be very generous with their time, with their resources. So compromise and, in relationships are not going to be troublesome with the new person, and because of it you are going to achieve basically new beginnings as well. Okay, so what I'm getting here is the place that you are at the beginning of the month is a place of like high elevation. This is like it's a very spiritual card with the high priestess. Okay, I am sensing that this card can play out in one or two ways, and this can be, having that being guided by spirits, being guided to understand your role in the situation, to understand other people's role and your impact of how, how that relationship transpired. Okay, so it's like having clarity, having the veil lifted so that you can see things for what they truly are. So there's an element here of, corroborated by that tower. There's a rise in awareness. There's a lot of like your intuition is going on into overdrive. So you are going to be able to accurately gauge people's motives, to understand where people are coming from, and, to make sense of the world around you, and especially in imbalance, or even like in um, identifying imbalances in your life. Okay, so if this is something that is I feel like this is an energy, this is something that is being injected into your life so that you have a better so that you can solve problems in your life, first of all. Additionally, if this is not in the form of, something that is coming in for you, so I feel like for a lot of Leo men in general, this is coming through a third party. Okay, so and it can be, male or female as well. So I do feel that there is a highly intuitive person that is going to be in your midst that will be able to help you like reach a new level of clarity and a level of like spiritual evolution, and it will provide you with a lot of insights as to how you have related to another person in the past and how you can fix, situations coming forward into the future. So either way, there's a sense of like spiritual awakening, lifting of the veil so that you can access information a lot quicker. And I know that with a lot of fire signs in general, you are very, very optimistic, and and especially when you're dealing with like family members, you are very, very loyal to your clan. Okay, you're very loyal to the people that you love, the people that you consider family, the people that you take in, and when it comes to like hurts and betrayals, you don't take it very lightly. So there's also that element of like healing your heart, allowing your heart chakra to open up to other people, allowing that energy where you can forgive and, let things go. Once you're hurt, you tend to be hurt very badly. Okay, so it's sort of like it's not only your emotional pain, but it's also like your pride as well. So once you're in that situation, it's really hard for you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So there is that sense of like em- spiritual enlightenment coming in through, through divine intervention, for example, or through another person that will allow you to heal. So a lot of you might be seeking like counseling, for example, and this person is going to teach you ways in which you can cope with this, ways in which you can prevent this from happening again. And in general, they're going to give you clarity and very good insights as to why this happened in the past and how you can mitigate the effects of it and how you can cope with it. Okay, so the fighting, the conflict, the situation in which you constantly have to defend yourself, and in which you are kind of like it's like you were hurt in the past too, and you might try to you might either try to retaliate or you might shy away from conflict. I do feel that they are going to help you, one way or the other, deal with them head on so that you can move forward, okay? So as for the advice here is it's the end of the conflict. The conflict is over. New insights happen, and whatever you want to do, it's going to be like a new beginning, a new phase. So the conflict is going to end once and for all, okay? So in terms of what's in your environment that you're not aware of, I do feel a lot of opportunities are coming in for you, for those, especially those of you who are single. A lot of romantic love interest I'm sensing here is going to be coming in. You might be dealing with like a brand new earth sign, and you're just like, okay, this earth sign is so much like the previous earth sign where things, fell apart. So I'm not really sure if I'm ready to invest myself emotionally. I would say, get out there and date again if you've been hurt in the past and you're kind of like jaded and you feel like very self-protective at this point. Don't let past hurts hold you back from living and enjoying your life, and don't let that, dampen your sense of optimism in people and allowing people, uh, either like opportunities to prove themselves or even opportunities to apologize. So, that whole element of forgive and forget. Forgiveness is for other people, but it's also for ourselves. So, forgiving ourselves for falling head over heels in love with another person, and then, dealing with the disappointing aftermath, for example. Forgiving yourself is going to be required, okay? So, forgiveness for this month is going to be greatly, greatly instrumental in helping you forge a new path for yourself, in helping you see that light or reach that sense of serenity within yourself, okay? And because of it, because of this, like you are operating on very high vibration because of the high priestess, and also like because of the judgment card coming in through at the end of the month. So what I am sensing here is, once again, it is like new information is here. What you decide to do with it is up to you, because I can't stress enough that, free will trumps everything else. We do have free will, and we can exercise our free will, and it can change the course of our life. So the new information is coming out. You can decide what you want to do, but I do feel that for Leo men, if you have been taking your relationships, or especially your love partnerships, for granted, it is really important for you to come back down to earth, and because the other person might, be the one to walk away, okay? So that's something to keep in the back of your mind if you are, especially like a Leo person dealing with like imbalances in relationships, okay? Try to fix them, because I do feel that if left unresolved, it is going to end up in one partner walking away permanently, okay? One partner checking out because they're realizing, I'm worth more than this. I'm not going to accept this. So there's that, like I've had it type of energy. And even then, even after this revelation, you can still fix things. It's just going to be more difficult. So either way, I do feel that heightened awareness and even like new beginnings coming through. So on the work front, a lot of you might also experience like a very similar energies, in which it's sort of like you might feel under well, unappreciated on the work front. It's like all these things or responsibilities are being cast upon you, or you might not see eye to eye with supervisors, co-workers, the people around you. Constantly, you constantly have to defend yourself, so you're going to work in defense mode, okay? And you're ready to like give people your 2 cents. You're always like very jittery, and you feel like the work atmosphere itself is not completely relaxing. It pays well. I feel like the work situation pays well, but you feel that, it's affecting your mental health, for example. So this month is the month in which, all of this is going to be addressed, okay, for better or for worse. So make sure that you are operating in a place where you feel that whatever needs to be said is said out in the open, but in the spirit of like reconciliation and problem solving. Try to be civil about how you come across. So usually when problems creep up, we should address them immediately, and we don't wait for this situation to fester. I do feel a little bit of a festering energy was at work in the past, and it can cause like a blowout, okay, with you or another person. So as for what's coming in for you is that period of rest and restoration is going to be over, okay? So I do feel that this situation itself needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed now. So if you feel like underappreciated, if you're doing a lot of the legwork and you feel that you're not being compensated fairly based on your skills, based on the work that you're putting in, based on your commitment, and even based on all the responsibilities that are dumped on you, it's time to ask for a salary raise, okay? And try to do it now. This is actually a very good month for you to do that. If you are thinking about, like, in the work front, I've had it with this job, I am going to seek greener pastures, new job opportunities are going to come in for you by the end of the month that will be very, like, emotionally, mentally liberating. It's going to be like a liberation of, mental troubles, emotional anguish, okay? So it's a brand new phase in your life. The new work situation, new things will come in by the end of this month, and it is going to, like, free you from everything that have held you back in the past. You're going to feel like a brand new Leo man or woman, okay? You're going to feel brand new. You're going to encounter that situation in which you are like you're starting over, and you're not going to allow old situations to affect you, okay? So this is a month of truce being reached. This is a month of information coming to light. This is a month of decision and, being very proactive and being very, like, demanding what rightfully belongs to you, demanding what it is that you deserve, okay? And if you are on the opposite side of this coin, in which you are somehow, there are like grievances from your partner or whoever it is that you're interacting with, where there are imbalances, where there are like, you're dealing with just, you're taking your partner for granted, or your partner is complaining that you are taking them for granted. If this at all sounds familiar within the past few months, like even as accusations regarding, imbalances in the relationships, it must be addressed for this month, okay? So try to mitigate the effects by addressing these problems early on, and there is a very heightened spiritual energy associated with this, and like a very strong sense of intuition. So this is a very favorable month for you to be able to understand where your partner is coming from, and vice versa, and to have very clear, precise communication and to solve problems. In your birthday month, things might get a little bit too hectic, okay? So for this month, the energies are perfectly aligned to solve problems, to address grievances, to forgive and forget, and to resolve issues. You have like clarity of mind, clarity of thought here. So it is very important for you to just take advantage of the opportunities for you to redress a lot of these grievances in all your interpersonal relationships, okay? So I wish you the best, Leo. Please do take the time to, address problems, okay? So don't hold back any longer, especially on the work front if you're being like shortchanged. If you're being like, if you're like bogged down with a lot of work and they're not compensating you adequately, it is really important to speak out for yourself, and you're going to get the outcome that you deserve in the process of speaking out and, giving your grievances a voice, okay? And at the same time, for those of you where your partner is just like, okay, or even on the work front where people are just like, okay, we need to talk, take whatever they have to say seriously, okay? If whatever they have to say offends you, take a break, don't react, take a break from it, mull it over, sleep on it, and see if there's any validity to what other people are saying. And I do feel that a truce is going to be reached, which will enhance your life and all your relationships, okay? So stay positive and, let me know as well how this plays out for you. If you are interested in a private reading, please send me an email at temperatestar@gmail.com. The information can be found below by clicking on that arrow in the box below this video. So I wish you the best of July, and, have a good time celebrating. And I do feel that the last 2 weeks, like from the 19th to the 31st, would be a good time for problem solving, okay? Especially on the relationship and the work front. So I wish you the